society, individuals as a whole, we get all excited at election time, and we elect an individual who's been appointed to that position to go fulfill that role, and the people who are appointing them are the very people who want to march us down to this whole globalization North American Union. We are losing our nation before our very eyes. We are at war. The other side is playing for keeps. And Canadian citizens are not standing up for this great country. And we need the citizens of our nation to stand up, stand strong, stand free, and vote themselves into power and take back what is rightfully theirs and their children to come.
There are hundreds of elected officials to work on in this country at the federal, provincial, and municipal levels. You can go to them with a group of people and say, we want the fluoride out. Here's our evidence, what do you think? You can have a petition in your local neighborhood where you say, look, we've looked into this. The 10, 15, 20 of us in this neighborhood have looked into this, and we just need your help convincing our city councilor to look at this DVD. You can have a copy of it too, so we're all judging the same thing. And then the people in your neighborhood can see it, and they can say, yeah, of course the city councilor should watch this, and of course the city councilor should vote against this. And you can have all sorts of incremental changes at the grassroots level.
It's possible through the political process by electing parliamentarians who are critical of the agreements to bring about change.
Every time an election comes around and someone comes to your door handing out pamphlets, invite him inside and tell him what you know, and ask him what he's going to do about it, or she's going to do about it as an elected representative. They have to know that we know. They have to know that we're not going to stand for it.
Start getting actively involved in local politics, because real change is not going to happen with a senator or a congressman or a president. It's going to happen in your city hall. It's going to happen with your sheriff, your mayor. And your little towns and communities, you could have the best change there because it starts with the people. And we have to understand the more we use our hearts and minds, the more we spread this message, the more we talk to people, the more we communicate people, the better life we will have for us and our children in the future.
I am very proud to have all of you guys here. You guys are my family. You guys are my friends. You guys are my companions in this info war. And we will be successful one way or another, because there is no defeat in our hearts. Whether it's raining, whether it's cold or miserable, we are still out here because we love this country, we love this flag, and we love our freedom. Liberty and justice for all, including sick and dying 9/11 first responders.
There are a number of movements around the world, social movements, citizen movements, that are lining up behind this vision, and I believe it's actually possible.
What people need to remember is that we make up the base. They have no power without us, you see. And all it takes is for enough people to step out of the system to cause a crash. You know, if the corner of the pyramid's missing, well, what happens? It all comes tumbling down. Start a website. Hand out flyers and DVDs. Contact your local representatives to ask tough questions to politicians. Just get more and more involved in trying to spread the truth, because that's really what this world needs. You guys want a DVD? Want a DVD? You guys want a DVD? Documentary? Free DVD?
What is it for? Now, what's the basis of this?
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Have you heard of it, or?
Yes, and I watched part of it online.
Oh, cool. Awareness is key. Nothing's ever going to change unless there's enough people who know there's a problem in the first place. So that's what this day is all about. Spreading awareness. That's as simple as that.
Use an individual can say, I'm going to make an 8.5 by 11 flyer for my neighborhood that basically says, look, I make a combined family income of $120,000 a year. I live in a $275,000 house. I live in this neighborhood. I'm from here. and I'm just going to drop this off in your mailbox once a week. And I think if everybody did this, and you put on there who you are and what your intentions are, you can be semi-anonymous if you want, but you basically say, I live in this neighborhood, and I'm making this statement on behalf of people who are basically me in terms of demographic, irrespective of what roles are assigned for us by the media and by our society. I'm one of you, and I have this information to share. So you can certainly do that as well. There's a million things that any individual can do, but I think more importantly, it's going to have to go neighborhood by neighborhood, block by block, because the only reality that you can believe in consistently is one that you are in and one that you share with someone else.
We don't need believers anymore. We need doers. And the doers right now are the average citizen standing up, organizing, and coming together under a common good to go save themselves, because Canada is in peril, and we're not alone. And this whole North American Union globalization is not inevitable like 1 in 2 people believe in Canada. It's not. It can be stopped. And if people who sit here since the time of Confederation, who put our country together, could fight and give up their lives to save this country, how dare we, as individual citizens in the 21st century, sit back idle and say it's inevitable? Our country is going to this new world order and this new global elite. Save your country. And we can do that. And Canada is no different from the same patriots and nationalists in the United States or other countries. We're fighting a war together. Whether we're individual citizens of different countries, we have to fight the same people together. We need to come together, get out there, educate, inform your fellow man. Do not be embarrassed. Do not be shy. Who cares if they call you conspiracy theorists? This is the truth.
We're in a very tumultuous time, but I'm hopeful that on the other side, when the dust settles, a lot of these institutions that were once looked up to, they won't be around anymore, and we're going to have to build this thing from the ground up. And maybe I'm naive, but I think it's going to afford us a rare opportunity for more freedom of expression and more freedom of information. It may initially start out with small groups like this and in church basements, and but that's how the most important movements have always started. So I look forward with a great deal of trepidation, but also a great deal of enthusiasm and optimism.
Can you say today that this is not a prelude to a North American Union similar to a European Union? Are there plans to build some kind of superhighway connecting all 3 countries?
A couple of my opposition leaders have speculated on massive water diversions and superhighways to the continent, maybe interplanetary, I'm not sure as well.
Manitoba is also taking a major role in the development of a mid-continent trade corridor, connecting our northern port of Churchill with trade markets throughout the central U.S. and Mexico.
Canada and Mexico are as one.
Canada and Mexico have both fought against protectionism, and our 2 countries have launched an appeal for a reinforced system of global financial regulation.
Mexico is doing its part in promoting closer and better integration among countries in North America. The world grows more globalized day by day and is divided into large, increasingly integrated economic regions. We need more integration, not isolation nor protectionism. And we have agreed with Canada on that point in the G20 and other forums.
2009 is also the first year of global governance, with the establishment of the G20 in the middle of the financial crisis. The climate conference in Copenhagen is another step towards the global management of our planet.